Hello everyone, I am Manish Jain, Senior Segment Manager, Lubrizol Advanced Materials India Private Limited. I welcome you all to Flowguard's very own talk show, Beyond Plumbing. In this talk show, we invite industry experts to share their views on various aspects of plumbing. Today we have with us the Principal Consultant and Managing Director of CRIM Engineering Services Private Limited, Mr. Mukesh Asija. Welcome to the talk show.
Thank you, Manish.
CRIM Engineering Services Private Limited, popularly known as CRIMINS, is a MEP building service design consultancy group based out of New Delhi. Mr. Mukesh Asija graduated from BITS Pilani in civil engineering and did his masters in civil engineering from University of Delhi. He has over 40 years of experience in conceptualizing, designing, coordinating services of various types of projects in India and abroad. His professional interest focuses on conservation of water, energy, and recycling of resources. Mentoring young engineers and architects is his passion. Today's topic is plumbing in modern buildings. We'd like to hear your work on plumbing in modern buildings, sir.
Basically, plumbing is the result of the necessity of the urbanization.
Very true.
Urbanization has taken us away from the nature, so that's how the need for the plumbing came up. It started as a craft, but over a period of time it has evolved into a full-fledged engineering with lot of plumbing phenomena having a scientific explanations. Earlier, these things were passed on from one generation of plumbers to next generation of plumbers. But now these topics, the scientific research and the hydraulics behind it, everything is taught in the classroom also.
Very true, sir. So when we talk about, you talked about plumbing in older days. So we all know that plumbing has always been a part of our civilizations. We've seen plumbing as old as in the Indus Valley civilization in 2700 BC. So with all this modern day buildings, there has been a lot of innovation, and Flowguard brings to the table a lot of innovations. So we'd like to hear the challenges you have faced in modern buildings and how have you overcome that?
See, the challenges basically are mostly related to users' expectations, but at the same time, the environmental impact of meeting those users' expectations. Many companies, many manufacturers, including Lubrizol, has done great work in bringing out products which are manufactured in a sustainable system, environmental friendly also, having a long service life, which is especially in case of plastics, we have to be more concerned about this aspect.
Very true.
And then the ease of assembling at site and installation.
Very true.
So this is the areas where companies like Lubrizol and a few others in the world have done great work in the profession.
Very true.
And I hope these companies, including your company Lubrizol, would be more transparent in sharing with the people what you are doing about the environment, how you are improving your processes which are mitigating the environmental damages which are normally there in the manufacturing systems.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Very good insights. In fact, when you talk about sustainability, Flowguard is one of the first plastic piping to have received certifications from GREHA, for the green building product. We have also got certification from ASHOCHEM. We are also certified for LEED. Flowguard is one of those products which has the lowest carbon footprint because it's more of natural resource. So at Flowguard we have been innovating, and we trust you would have found the products, as you pointed out, on qualities of long life, durability, smoothness, ease of no friction loss. So all these properties come along with the product. Plumbing has been an integral part of humankind, and traces of plumbing can be seen as old as the Indus Valley civilization in 2700 BC. Taking a clue, sir, from plumbing in those days to plumbing in modern buildings, how do you see the evolution?
Manish, the times you are talking of, plumbing used to be a craft.
True.
The concepts were passed down from one generation of plumbers to next generation. But with the urbanization, the plumbing has become much more complicated. The concept that if there is a pipe, water will flow is not the only concept. We have gone much beyond that. Now the focus is on the right sizing of the pipes. Second, how the pipe behaves, whether it is suitable for the quality of liquid or water it is meant for transporting that liquid, is it suitable or not, how it would react to that liquid which it is transporting, and then the material of the piping system itself. What is the good service life of that piping system? Not only that, how environmental friendly the materials are which are used in the manufacturing of those piping systems, whether they are doing any irreparable damage to the environment.
Correct.
Materials, use of the materials as well as the manufacturing process.
Correct.
So all these things have become integral part of the plumbing system, the entire gambit. What kind of friction these pipes are offering, how or if I use a particular material and I compare it with the other material, in which material I will get more smoothness so that my friction loss is less. When my friction loss is less, my energy consumption
savings.
is less.
True.
So it's for at every aspect I am doing something which goes well with the environment.
Very true, sir. Thank you, sir, and I 100% agree with what you said. Today, evolution of materials, the quality of material, that's where Flowguard has innovated and brought in a material which meets all the criteria, good smoothness, which means lower energy for pumping. When we talk about sustainability, we are talking about low use of natural resources. Today, Flowguard is certified by GREHA, by ASHOCHEM as green building products. And today, when we talk about various other aspects in terms how evolution from metal to plastics have happened, today Flowguard has become the first choice of piping materials. And true, very true, sir. Plumbing has become complex. So, taking a clue from here, what are the challenges you see in this industry today?
Before I answer your question on your previous thing which you have explained about the Flowguard, I would suggest that companies like Lubrizol and other responsible manufacturing companies, they should be a bit more open
True.
about the environmental issues.
Very correct.
About
sir.
the materials as well as their manufacturing process.
Very true.
Now coming to the challenges.
Yes.
The main challenge which we face in the modern plumbing is the there is a plumbing, what you see, it can be divided into two things.
Mm-hmm.
One segment, one part of the plumbing is, we call it behind the wall. Another part of plumbing is front of the wall.
Correct, sir.
So that wall in between,
Yes.
it is becoming bit thicker, and that is my major concern. So what is happening, the behind the wall systems, materials, they have their positive attributes. The gadgets, the faucets which are in front of the wall, they have their own positive attributes, but somewhere there is a disconnect.
Correct.
So that is a major challenge, and because of this mismatch, many a times the end user is not able to enjoy the benefits of those positive attributes.
Okay.
Second major challenge is industry as such is moving at a very fast pace
Very
in
correct.
bringing out new systems, more environmental friendly, more user friendly. But as it is, plumbing is a part of the entire construction and development systems. So there are certain codes and regulations.
Correct.
So the entire construction or the urban planning has to go through those regulations. It should meet those regulations. But somehow I find those codes and regulations are not getting updated at the same pace as the industry is churning out better and better products.
Very
So
true.
there the problem is.
Very true.
So adoption of those new systems take more time.
Very correct.
And of course there is another challenge. It is the shortage of the skilled manpower.
Very correct, sir.
Whatever good systems, materials you introduce in the market, but if you don't have the skilled manforce to implement it in the proper way, you won't be able to reap the benefits of it.
Very correct, sir.
So these are the challenges which are to be addressed by manufacturers and by the designers and other stakeholders.
Very correct, sir. So getting back to your comment on more transparency needed in the industry, here I'd like to share Flowguard is one of the first companies to have done the life cycle analysis of the product. And this life cycle analysis helps the user to know what is the amount of energy required for manufacturing, what is the raw material carbon footprint, and so on and so forth. So this is something which Flowguard innovates. Your points on plumber training are very vital, because even the best system, if not installed properly, would lead to failures. And this is where, Flowguard, that's Lubrizol, we have been doing plumber training programs since the time we came into India in 1998. As a matter of fact, we would have trained more than 3 lakh plumbers till date. Currently, we are running, we have 2 ways which we are training plumbers. We have, one is the app-based training, where plumber gets to know and enhances knowledge on various piping systems and installations of Flowguard. So this way the plumber is more skilled, more equipped, and is more customer friendly also. Secondly, we have the plumber Pathshala. So when we talk today, we are having workshops in various parts of the country. So as a mandate from our organization and as a corporate social responsibility, we conduct 10 sessions every month throughout the country.
So Manish, I compliment Lubrizol and Flowguard for the steps which we have taken for the benefit of for the entire plumbing fraternity, and I'm sure that your company as well as other players in the field would also keep on keep on taking such kind of steps in future, which will for the benefit of everyone.
Sure, sir.
End user, of course, he is paying for the product, so he should get the maximum benefit out of all these steps.
Very true, sir. So the last point you referred was updation of codes changing with the pace of the change in the industry. Here I'd like to inform you that Lubrizol and its manufacturing partners are interacting closely with the code bodies, and for example, we are members of some of the committees at the BIS, Bureau of Indian Standards, and we have been instrumental in working closely with them to formulate and update codes. Example is 15778, hot and cold water plumbing systems. So that is one.
That's great, Manish, but my request is that you will have to be more proactive on this regard.
Very true, sir. Taking a clue from what you said earlier, sir, you talked about more coordination between design and execution. You talked about manufacturers. What's your advice for plumbers as well, sir?
See, as far as the plumbers are concerned, we as a society shall give them due respect, socially as well as in monetary terms. In many Western countries, plumbers are paid handsomely.
Very true.
And as I understand, in some countries, their remunerations are next only to cosmetic surgeons.
Very true.
So, a plumber should feel proud of being a plumber.
True.
And that will come if you empower them with digital skills,
True.
apart from the craft skills which he is supposed to have. So you will have to skill them digitally also.
Correct.
And then industry should take an initiative in, I should not say uniform, but having a dress code for them. And we should have some really good, conveniently carrying toolkits for them.
Very true.
So this also the plumbing industry, especially the manufacturing sector, should take this as a social responsibility.
Sure.
Right now what happens, a plumber when he goes on a job for attending any maintenance thing, he just carries one tool with him and does everything with that, and that spoils the whole thing.
Correct, sir.
Just with one plier he is trying to do everything, and it ends up messing up expensive fixtures,
True.
pipes, leaving marks over there, and sometimes
Very true.
damaging beyond repair, because he is not carrying the complete
right components.
tools with him,
Very true.
because he is ashamed of being a plumber.
Okay.
But if you are paying him, you are recognizing him as a okay, I'll just compare. See, plumber, you know what plumber is doing for you? He's taking care of your hygiene, and hygiene means health.
Very true.
So what kind of respect you give to a paramedic?
Yes,
When you go to a laboratory for giving your sample, or when you enter an X-ray room, so what kind of respect? So these people should also get same kind of respect.
Very
They are not engineers, but they are very important for your hygiene, leading to your health.
Very true.
So that kind of social change we have to bring. We have to, bring a change in their lifestyle, so that they continue with this profession, but with dignity and with a pride.
Very true. I 100% agree, and this is where Lubrizol's digital initiative of Plumber Ka Saathi is trying to empower them by giving them those soft skills, the installation techniques, giving them a wider knowledge, and making them more empowered, so that they can be better at their work, plus they can also be much better socially acceptable, and hence their value also increases. As a corporate social responsibility, we run plumber training programs, and we do many other things, as I explained further. So I think so your advice well taken, and I think so this is what the industry also should be looking at, to bring in more respect for the plumbers, because they are the people who do the right installation. Moving ahead, sir, so what's your vision for future plumbing?
What I see at present, when we talk of good plumbing, we try to design and install the at least the back of the wall systems in such a way that they are easily accessible for any maintenance or replacement. But that means at the designing stage, a lot of coordination with the architects. Then space gets waste. An engineer wants a particular space. Architect or interior designer is not able to give that much of space.
Very correct.
So there is always a tussle. It takes time. Sometimes you end up having spaces but which are not enough, and the workmanship suffer. So in my view, the next level of plumbing is where we produce materials of quality and strength and lifespan also, which are as the lifespan of a concrete or a masonry work, so that these are embedded within the concrete.
Very true.
So wherever you have to make a connection, you just leave TF from there and forget about whatever has gone. But that will come only when the proven technologies and proven materials are available off the shelf.
Very correct.
And the consumer's confidence is there. So it is the industry's responsibility to prove this on the ground.
Very
that
true.
This is possible. You will have to take up some pilot projects on this and see the results and then share it with the entire fraternity.
Sure. I think so. Very valid points for the future. And here I'd like to state that, sir, when we talk about Flowguard products are designed for a service life of 50 years. And as a matter of fact, we've been into existence for the last 70 years. We have installations which are 70 years old and doing good. We meet all these criteria. In fact, I call our products Flowguard as the green technology for the future because of its low carbon footprint, low use of natural resources and so on and so forth. So I think so very valid points, sir. So let's start the flow chat, a rapid fire round.
So you want to add some fun in this video?
Yes, sir, surely. So the first question to you is, when we talk about potable water, which piping material comes to your mind?
CPVC.
When we talk about CPVC, what brand comes to your mind?
Flowguard Plus by Lubrizol. But let me add something over here.
Sure.
Why I am saying Flowguard Plus by Lubrizol or Lubrizol as the supplier of the raw material for CPVC? Because Lubrizol was the first company in India to bring pre-compounded CPVC material, and that also was given to the licensed manufacturers. That ensured that the product which is available in the market has got a quality control, and that made the product acceptable to the entire plumbing industry, private sector as well as public sector. And I feel that is the reason why you will find CPVC is now accepted in CPWD also.
Very true.
It is there in Delhi Schedule of Rates. That means it is used now all over the country.
All over the country. Yes. Thank you. The next question is, work from home or work from office?
You want answer from me, or you want what answer my wife would have given?
I would love both.
Okay, I'll give my answer.
Sure.
Hybrid.
Okay.
So you will have to ask her if you want her opinion.
Okay,
It may be
sure.
different.
Sure. The next is voice calls or emails?
Hybrid.
Hybrid.
Why hybrid? Voice calls are good. It gives a kind of a personal connect.
Yes.
There are certain things which you cannot express in words, but while talking, you can do that.
Very true.
You are at ease. But again, something in writing is required when it comes to business,
Yes. Very
which is in writing, which can go into the records.
agreed, sir.
So that's why I am saying a hybrid.
Hybrid. When it comes to potable water, health or safety?
Health.
Okay. When we talk about Flowguard Plus, we talk about health, safety, and durability, all three in one.
That's great. So there is a bonus attached with this.
Yes, sir. Now, can you give us 3 tips for homeowners?
The 3 tips: number 1 is durability of the material, number 2 ease of installation, and number 3 value for money.
Thank you. Flowguard Plus brings to you all these 3 properties, that is durability, value for money, and ease of installation. Flowguard Plus is available in the Indian markets through our manufacturing partners, that is Ashirvad Pipes and Prince Pipes. To sum it up, can you please share 3 pro tips for young aspiring engineers and consultants so that they can excel in their careers?
In my opinion, the young engineers who are into designing and in implementation of the designs, they should understand the science behind the plumbing. Second, they should thoroughly deliberate on the suitability and sustainability and the service life of the products they are selecting. And third is, while designing and implementing the system, they should see the maintenance and service aspects. These are 3 very vital aspects which makes a system successful.
Thank you, Mr. Asija, for coming on our talk show and sharing your valuable experience with us.
Thanks, Manish, for having me on this show. It was my pleasure too.
Sure, sir. So friends, on this insightful note, it's time to wrap up this episode. Stay tuned for the next episode of Beyond Plumbing.